Well, hello from adventure. Friends, it is I, your host from Let's Talk Marketing, as always, and this being episode 26. I think there's no more adventurous number than the number 26. Why? When I was 26, I was adventuring out on the Serengeti. That's why I'm wearing this hat today, for I'm adventuring out upon the Serengeti once again. I in my head and heart. I actually know as soon as people start to show up in the chat, and we will, once we see that happen, I can let you all know what exactly happened and what's going on under my hat. I will have some people pop into chat. We'll be like, hey, what's going on, Sean? I'll be like, hey, what's going on with you? And we will, I'll take it. What happened here? I've got a call. Sean is, I got a note telling me I'm live. I wonder if this is LinkedIn telling me I'm live. I can hear myself. Hello. Hey, I'm live. Okay, cool. So here's what happened. Well, I'm sure I could tell you, but there's someone else that could do it better and did do it better on this week's edition of our joint podcast, Potato Salad Marmalade. So I'm going to bring that lovely young man in. That would be my 7-year-old son, Carter Smith. Carter, come on in, Carter. Carter, slide all the way in. Okay, I'll slide over a little bit. Now remember, this show is about marketing, and today we're going to, the reason he's here is he's going to serve as an interviewer. We're going to come in to do the things that never get done on our show, which is people always have questions of me. We talk over email and we'll talk over like Facebook, but the general questions don't usually get asked. So they don't usually get answered. So what happens is we don't normally take care of that sort of business. So what I'd like to do is we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. So today, on today's episode of Let's Talk Marketing, we are boopity doo number. Oh, Carter, where'd Carter go? Where's Carter? Oh, he's right there.
That was funny.
In today's episode of Let's Talk Marketing 26, we are going to see a little bit more. And let me give a little bio on Carter. First off, he's a big fan of Rob the Robot.
Yeah, he is from Smash Bros.
Rob the Robot is actually from the original edition of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, he is. You would like plug him into the thing, and it would actually like turn on and.
Yes.
The one thing I've always liked is it actually was like color coordinated.
Yes, it was. So, and you guys can't see what he's doing right now. Let me take this off the screen so you can see. Carter was pointing at the screen up there to show you he likes the color coordination.
Yellow right there, green right there, blue right there.
Carter, they can't see you. They can't see you. So they can't see you. So back up to your seat. So what we're going to do today is Carter will be interviewing me. He came up with questions ahead of time, right, Carter? You came up with questions. Some of them I had to help him word better so that he would. Here he is again. He's a cute little 7-year-old, and we're going to show in the deck a little bit more on Carter.
Should we just make it go from the left instead of the right?
I can't make it go from the left instead of the right. Do you want to switch seats?
That could be possible.
I think it would be hard to do, but I'm in. Let's switch seats. Here, switch. Switch seats. Just make sure you stare at the camera and also use the correct. There, hello. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Say hi to. It is on Twitch. Say hi to our friends on Twitch.
Hello.
We're talking marketing. All right, so here we go.
Nice to meet you.
This is Carter, and I'm Sean, and I am the host of Let's Talk Marketing, and I'm also co-host with this fine young man. This is today's special little segment, and this guy here is Carter. He's my 7-year-old son and the co-host of our podcast, Potato Salad Marmalade. He's a hardworking kid. He's enjoying his summer. We're on vacation right now. That's explaining my terrible hat for a minute.
Why are you not using the deck?
Oh, it's... All right, hang on. Just no, don't ask. Just tell them I'm not using the deck.
Yeah.
Hardworking kid enjoying his summer, and he wanted to be in this special edition of the show. He normally contributes to Words of the Week, which is the closing segment of this actual program each week. So that's him serving up a big old handful of thumbs up, which is great. So thumbs up from that
That
guy.
was me at Religion.
Yeah, let's see what Village is. So let's talk.
My
Carter
first time
Carter is going to interview me on the show this week so that we can learn a little bit more about me because most people are like, hey, this guy's funny. He's got good points. He's very straightforward.
Mhm.
He's got what seems like good experience. Let's learn a little bit more about him. So let's go.
Tell me about you.
Okay. Well, this is a loaded question. My name is Sean Smith. I am originally from upstate New York. I lived in New York City for 9 years.
Well, you did live
do you want
in
me to answer
Queens
these questions?
too.
Yes, let me answer these questions. I did live in Astoria, Queens for 9 years. Moved to Miami where I ran. I ran. Why are you putting your hand on me? You feel like I'm getting sad?
No, I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Where I ran a marketing agency's digital department or an advertising agency's digital department in marketing. The majority of my experience has been on entertainment brands. I've worked on smaller brands as well too.
Mhm.
And what I like to work on is entertainment projects. I find them fun and challenging. I like coming up with cool marketing plans and doing different stuff. Should I take my hat off?
You can. I think your haircut looks great.
All right, take it off.
This is the big reveal.
Yeah, it's the big reveal. So this happened. This happened. We went to get our haircut, and the barber thought I said shave my head.
This is not sponsored, but it was.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't. That's not the name of the place, and they're not sponsored. So no, we don't say their name. All right, back to the deck. That's a little bit about me. That's where I am now. Now I work with filmmakers and production studios to get unstuck in their process. A little bit more about me.
Where did you go to college?
I went to a university by the name of Takeo Post University. I played college soccer there. That was why I went there, and it was now it's named Post University.
Yeah.
It was affiliated. Active listener. Active listener. It was affiliated with the largest university in Japan. There were 11 universities in the U.S. that were affiliated with the Takeo group, and eventually they got tired of that affiliation and they broke off the entire group. So we became just Post.
Why did they call? What? That must have been sad.
Yeah, it was a bummer. I really liked being Takeo Post University, but all things considered, could be worse.
Well, I'm very sorry that happened.
You know what? I don't take stuff like that personal. Change happens all the time, like my hair. Even though I feel weird about it and I wish it was still long, I guess it looks like I did it on purpose.
No, it doesn't. It looks fine on you.
No, on purpose means I did it deliberately. So that's where I went to college.
Yeah, no.
All right, hang on. Let's go.
You can't do that.
Well, it's hard. You gonna ask?
What do you do?
On a day-to-day basis, my job consists of digital PR, SEO, paid social media, organic social media, setting up viral stunts, influencer marketing, I'm trying to think, website design and creation. I'm saying there's 9 things. I say website design and creation. I'm doing them out of order because when I do
You're saying in short, you do marketing.
I do marketing, but they know that. That's why they're here. But I do a lot, and I don't do it alone. I have contractors that work with me. I also have people that I work with regularly that don't work full time. That work solely with me.
Pretty much me.
Yeah, you work with me. You work with me on my bear strategy, and that's
with his potato salad marmalade.
We also do the podcast.
That is the podcast.
That's what I do.
How did you learn that?
The short answer, little one, I worked at a record label. And at that record label, I had a really great boss. And she was like, hey, you get press releases every day because you work for an independent wrestling and entertainment website. And do you think you could do this? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm willing to try. So I learned how to do all sorts of really cool stuff and be super creative with opportunities. So that was what I did. I learned how to just be creative in the space and learn new digital tools all the time.
And pretty much every song in the world he knows.
Not every song.
Yeah.
Not every song, but that's because I worked in a record store. I came from a very what they would call a very varied.
You worked at Coconuts?
I ran Coconuts as well too. I was one of the assistant managers there, and for a long time I was alone for like 3 months. I ran the
Okay,
store.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that
Yeah,
at all.
So you find things out about your old man.
You aren't very old. You're only like 42.
42-year-old man. Here we go. What's this one?
What is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of the job is actually being able to work with and interact with filmmakers or having time with you to do the podcast. And that's sincere. I like to do the phone calls that I do, the one-off phone calls that I do with filmmakers to help them get unstuck, to kind of give them ideas for what they can do or what they can do differently for their marketing plans. Or like, let's say they're like, I don't know if I should. I'm going to take this off the screen real quick. I don't know if I could do this kind of investment in paid social media and spend money to get people to come to my page. Does it make sense?
Okay. So what literally is your favorite part of your job?
Favorite part of my job?
Yeah.
I like seeing good results from paid campaigns, but I also like seeing good results from free campaigns because that means I did something right.
Okay.
I like being right. I think that that's the most honest thing I can say. I like being right, not because I'm conceited, but because
being right.
I think everyone does. Who doesn't like having a hunch or having statistics to back up their theory and then being right?
Sometimes it's good to be wrong because maybe you think something bad's gonna happen, but it not really.
But then,
So you're wrong. So sometimes it's good to be wrong.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I like doing interviews with the one I did with Dan Lotz. I really enjoyed as well too.
Dan Lotz.
And it's just one of those things.
Okay, that was a very long time ago. It was
5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
Almost a month and a half. Time for another interview.
Yep.
Hang on.
How happy would you be with 1,000 Bitcoin?
The answer to that question, son, is very. 1,000 Bitcoin, for anyone not doing the conversion in their head, is $36 million. So Carter, very. $36 million is the type of thing that you reinvest into something else and you become really rich. And I would still do a show like this because I would work still. That's just the way I was raised.
Yeah, and pretty much you can trade it in for real money.
Yeah, you can still trade it.
But would you actually trade it in for real money?
Well, yeah, because I'd want to
spend it. I just get it so I could just buy chip robots. It's the first thing in my life that I've always wanted, but I never got because it pretty much isn't a thing anymore. It's not sold by Wowie anymore. But Wowie, any people who work at Wowie who are watching this,
I doubt anyone from Wowie is watching this.
Okay, but if somebody from Wowie is watching this, I would like Wowie to remake Chip.
Okay.
Because it was a nice product, okay? I have Nip.
Okay.
It's pretty good too.
That's good.
I love it.
All right. Next one.
What is your favorite placement of all time?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was one of the easiest ones, but it made me laugh the most. I got the Lingerie Football League front page feature and a complete site skin across Guyism and .com. So Guyism.com no longer in existence, replaced by Bro Bible. I think almost all of the staff went to Bro Bible, and site scan and roadblock means all of the ads are filled out. Hang on one sec. Keep getting texts. Okay, it's just Sticker Mule.
What's Sticker Mule?
Fear not, it's nothing important.
Yeah. Okay.
All it means is that all of the ads on the site are yours, and then they fill out the entire site in the skin that you give them, and all the commentary on the front side. And I really enjoyed it. It was like the first really good one that I ever did.
Okay.
So it was a good one. I like that.
Wait, what is a placement?
A placement is like on a site. Hold on, let me show you. Boop. I like that. really,
Boop. Oh wait, remember that little meme that was just in the corner? It just said boop.
you talking about me? The
It
place.
just said boop right there.
Oh,
Right there.
well, give it time. I think that might show up in the deck.
Oh yeah, well,
Anyone that's
just so you know.
anyone that's a Miami Dolphins fan might be really feeling this one.
Because it says Tua. Tua Tonga Vailoa.
Tua
I still have
Tagovailoa.
that shot. Sure. I was literally
7. That's this year.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you
That was not this year.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was 6. Okay, you're 6. That shirt's from this season. And you turned 7 at the end of the season, so you're 6.
Yeah. Tua
Okay.
Tonga Vailoa, I love. He's a nice quarterback.
Okay. So I'm glad that you've proclaimed your love for Tua and Chip. Let's keep going.
Chip?
A placement is when you reach out to a website or a trade publication and you ask them to give coverage, written or audio, or like an interview or something up for your product or client, and they do. So that's something that you can put in what they call a coverage book, where you make up a bunch of them and you can hand it to the client and be like, hey, look at all this great stuff that I've gotten for you, and it's covered. So how was that? Cool.
Where did you get your 10-20% off of budget should be spent on marketing?
Okay, this one I get a lot of. I'm going to keep this up. So I want you to know I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm going to keep this one up. I'm going to stay off the screen though while I answer it. I actually got this from a producer friend based on the size of the movie. You don't want a $100,000 movie to have 50% of budget. 50% of budget be spent on marketing, because you're not going to have any money to spend on the rest of the film. But at the same token, you need to have something left over for the overall spend. You need to have money there for everything else. So you need to make sure that you have enough set aside in some capacity. Now, it just means you set something aside and then base that amount. You can only do the activities based on what you have. If you set aside 10 to 20% of $100,000, you know that you can only do $10 to $20,000 worth of marketing, and then you're going to have to do guerrilla marketing and kind of work around that. So, if you look at a Hollywood blockbuster, and we're going to talk about those in a little bit, you're going to know that you have to do a little bit more with your legs and elbow grease than you are with your pocketbooks. It's just going to be a little bit harder. But indie filmmaking, as we know, is film marketing, and is not simple at any step anywhere along the way. So I got that from a filmmaker that is a pretty well-respected producer, not someone that anyone's going to know in the regards that I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, it's this guy, and you're all going to jump up and down and be like, I know that person. Like, this is a person that's done a ton of films, and I respect them because they came to me through another well-respected source that had been a previous client, and I've respected that rule. It's worked out for me. I'm working on other projects, so hope that makes sense. And also, I like that photo of Carter from Ford's garage of him drinking soda.
I thought it looked like it was at the mall.
No, it's Ford's garage.
Okay.
Here we go.
Dad, why do you enjoy what you do?
Okay. I'm not going to pull the screen up because I want to answer this honestly. So I like puzzles, and I enjoy the idea of trying to make something bigger. Right now, I'm working on a band project, say no names. And the idea is I'm trying to do something in a unique way that's going to build momentum very slowly before I can push this rock down the hill. Please stop. And what we're looking to do is to just do little stuff to kind of, I guess, grease the slide before we kind of push the way down. So we're putting some soap on the bottom of the sled. We're putting some grease on the bottom of the slide to kind of just get it ready to take off bigger. What?
I don't understand that concept.
Okay, it's fine. The whole answer to the question is, why do I enjoy it? Because I like seeing people be successful. I like seeing people be happy, and that in turn gives me success and happiness as well. Um,
Because you like because wait, you're saying like you like people being successful, so
I like to succeed too. Like I do well when they do
you're
well.
saying like y- you want to make people
Happy.
happy. You're saying when people are happy because of what you've done, you're happy too.
That works.
I'm,
I'll take it.
I'm thinking that that's what it is.
All right, next question, Carter.
What has been your favorite project?
Ironically, I left the photo in there for this one because I wanted people to see it. My favorite project was Star Wars.
Yeah, it was that. It was a Star Wars Lego thing, and it came with a little Ewok, and
No. And there was a Jawa that came with this set.
I
When
I forgot.
okay, my favorite project was Star Wars.
Mhm.
When I worked on Star Wars in 2009, 2010, somewhere in there, I think 2009. That was my favorite project, mostly because we did some really creative stuff.
You did also do King of Venice.
Yeah, but that's not a project I worked on as far as marketing. Like,
Well, it was like a project.
It was a project. You're right. So that's my favorite.
It is. It is a project we've done together.
Ask me this one.
Well,
You didn't do
what
it.
is this slingshot?
The slingshot is a marketing technique that I use regularly for clients that are unknown or lesser known in order to get them more credibility and to get them. Oh, you like this answer? Or to get them more visibility for their project or their work. So, and you ready for the next part?
Wait, there's the boop. There's the boop.
I told you to be there later.
Boop, 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 boop. You see it? Boop. It says boop right there. Right.
Okay. So it works.
Right.
Carter, stop.
There. Boop.
It works because of FOMO. So the idea behind the slingshot is simple. You want a larger placement in your first run of outreach to a site like Rolling Stone. They don't know who you are. They won't pay attention to you. So you go out to 1, 2, 3 smaller sites and hope that they'll pay attention to you, and then they do. Then you take those smaller tier sites, you add them together, you build a new press release or coverage book of sorts, and then you go out towards Rolling Stone and with these great press quotes and a new press release with quotes and stuff from those sites, and you go to Rolling Stone with it to now impress them, and you find a new editor or a new contact at Rolling Stone that you work to gather that contact, and then moving forward, you've now got that. So having had that, it's going to kind of increase the visibility for your brand. It's more helpful as far as what you're creating because people will take you more seriously now because you're able to get out there and stretch your legs a little bit as a company or as a brand, and it's valuable because that's what people want to see is not just the product itself, but the ingenuity that you're in it for the long run. You're not just someone that's spending money to get to the top. So it works because of FOMO, because people don't want to see that they're getting scooped by talented artists elsewhere, that they're not covering at all. Editors don't want to see that they're missing out. What's up?
Love you.
Oh, love you too.
Oh, I did not know you could do that.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you read it?
What is bear?
Okay, so
BEAR.
BEAR. BEAR, BEAR is an acronym that I use in my business for brand awareness, engagement, activation, and retention, which is one of the core principles of any strategy that I have on my materials. So it's kind of how I work in stages with clients, and I teach them those principles every step of the way.
If you guys didn't know, one time I was trying to help my dad help discuss with you guys what bear was. So I started making a Google slide this explaining what is bear.
Yep, he sure did.
But I have not been paying very much attention to that. So I haven't been working on it in a while.
And also that photo is our dog Savannah as well as Carter.
My little sister.
Not a little sister, your dog.
Yeah, my dog sister. What would you do differently?
I would make sure that I took a lot of it more seriously. I would make sure I stayed more committed to some of the smaller projects where I didn't think I had something to learn, especially when I worked in New York. There was something to learn on all those projects, and I think I really could have done more. But that's it. That's pretty much it. And that's it for now. We'll take this back down. We'll take this back to me. Take it down to 1. That's it. That's Carter. Thank you, Carter.
You're welcome for coming in. Maybe I might come in again.
Maybe one time you did. You went 26 episodes. You finally made an appearance. We are, just so you guys know, if you've never heard, you'll hear again at the end of the show. Carter and I put out our podcast, Potato Salad Marmalade, every single Tuesday morning on the Peak Sloth Network. You can find that at all good places where you can find any podcast.
And also our buddy Andy Mack is on there too.
Yep, he's been on as well too. So
he's
Carter,
on the Silver Lining Playback.
Silver Lining
Playback.
Playback.
Like that one.
Yep. So
bye.
Give a little wave. Say thank you to Carter. I'm going to switch over to the more comfortable chair so I can wrap up the show with some more information, because that's what I do.
I've been keeping it warm for you.
Oh, thank you for keeping it warm for me. So I'm back in the jump seat now. We are looking forward to a good rest of the show. That door is going to open. Someone's going to go in there and watch TV. The dog might run out. You don't know. It's wackiness in here. But we are dealing with the second edition of what's going on here at our vacation level of Let's Talk Marketing, because we need a break. Everyone needs a break right now. It was a really hard year and a half. We obviously hadn't seen family down here in Florida in 18 months, and my sister had a baby in that time, and we were like, listen, we got to get down there and see him. We're fully vaccinated now, and we're like, let's just go. So instead of getting on a plane, we hopped in my car and we drove down. So that's why we're here. I'm super sunburnt. My hair got shaved, and it's super funny. It's super funny. Thank you guys again for being here with me. Even on the replay. If you're catching this on the replay, by the way, give me a hashtag replay just so I know where you are. See what you guys are checking out. If you're with me live, listen, just drop me a comment, say hello. I know that was kind of a screwball little thing I was doing with Carter, special occasion because we're on vacation, and he'd asked, and it was either that or I gave him a Mountain Dew. And to be honest with you, less damage can be done if I give a 7-year-old a Mountain Dew. And I want to offer a little bit of something. We're 28 minutes in. I'm going to try and go with a shorter episode today, but I want to talk devil's advocate. Let's play a little bit of devil's advocate, because I know that when I come out into the Facebook groups, what's different is how I communicate with you, because I want to be thought-provoking. I want to do QAs. I want to do questions of the day. I want people to really be answering questions and being concerned and having comments. And what we don't always do is really have opposing opinions that people want to engage with. And I've had one for a while, even within me, from what I had said previously. And I put something out there to kind of stir like the pot a little bit and have a bit of a conversation, and it never really stirred it so much. And that was one about the well, let's see. You ready? Marketing is the most underrated element of a film's life cycle. Okay. Wow. I mean, true or false? Yes or no? True or false? Yes or no? Is that true? How do you feel about it? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a difficult sell if you're not a fan of marketing. And on the original thread that I did this, and this was back in November, I got unanimous yeses. Most underrated element. No. I don't really know. What if it wasn't? What if for a second we dive in and we acknowledge that it's not the most underrated? That what if in fact it's the most overrated or the most acknowledged fraction, and we just don't get a piece of it, so we don't notice it? Like, I know for a fact how hard I work in my tiny little smidgen corner of the internet, looking just for a piece of Hollywood. And I don't get Hollywood, but I get something. I'm working for that corner. But it doesn't mean I'm underrated. It's so important. And here's why. One, most big budget Hollywood films, 50% of the amount of money that they're spending is on marketing. So that number is misleading. And let me try it again. If their budget is $100 million, they're spending $50 million outside that on marketing. So they're spending 150 total because they spend 50 on top of it. That's a lot of money. That doesn't sound underrated. Now, bear in mind, they're doing radio, television, internet, print. I don't know what else they're going to do. Digital. But that's a lot of money, and that doesn't feel underrated. Right? And they do it months before the film's out. I mean, there's new Marvel films coming out all the time that, even before they're out, I see films on shelves or toys on shelves, and I see posters in subway stations and bus stops, bus stations, and that doesn't seem underrated. That seems valued, almost overvalued, especially if you see the returns on some of these films. Let's see what happens to Space Jam. When Space Jam comes back with the amount of money they've invested in that film, we'll see what happens. 2, over 100 entertainment marketing agencies are in Los Angeles. Over 100 total. That's how many are registered. Now, that's Los Angeles and greater Los Angeles. That's crazy. If it were underrated, why would so many people have an agency or a registered agency there, knowing how much a little piece of the pie? Wait, hold on, it's over here again. A little piece of the pie. It could be had. No one is working for $5,000 for a year when they know that they could have so much more. And here's the number one thing I thought of. And I should have numbered them the other way, but this is the one that I thought of. Knowing how this works, having done this at an agency level, had done this at my version of an agency level, the pitch process is tipped in marketing's favor as a department, as an agency, because agencies compete for contracts. Other elements aren't contracted the same way. So a screenwriter may pitch his script, but he isn't going to be pitching from an agency standpoint. Agencies have to go in there with ideas and concepts so much differently and say how much they're going to cost. It's just different. Don't say it's underrated, because it's not. There's a value, and people know what it costs, and people know what it's going to take, and people know what it's going to do. You got to be in there. In order to be a member of the game, you got to take it seriously. And by the way, this weirds me out. So do you want to hear what happened? You want to hear what happened? Barber, I told him 2. Around and on the sides. Around and on the sides. And he took the trimmers, and I told him scissors on top. Originally I said clippers on top. And I said, yeah, scissors on top. Because you guys know how long I like to keep my hair. I mean, it's not like super long, but whatever. And he came right up over the top with the 2. And that was it. So, and the kicker on that one is we had family pictures that night. Luckily, they were canceled. Didn't make my hair grow back any faster, but gave me time to think of a strategy, whereas I did not get killed. All right, guys, let's do words of the week. Words of the week. And make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. Oh man, it's not even registering. There we go. Hello. All right, so we'll come in right now. Words of the week. Carter did it again this week. Words of the week is a feature every week of the end of the show, whereas Carter comes in and he takes words that he gets randomly chosen from the randomwordgenerator.com. He looks at the deck at the very end when I have not, when I finish the deck and have not seen it, and he throws them in. My job is to use these words in some sort of definition of marketing, my career, or use them to divine them based on marketing. So I think that's pretty clear. If it's not, I tried. Let's look. Wait. Okay, this one I'll use differently. In marketing, what I found a lot of people have a hard time with is waiting their turn. I understand that there are people that are great and that need to be more patient with their career and their time. But what we've seen a tremendous amount of is impatience with people that have not put in the work and desire to get something larger. Everyone's time will come when you're fortunate enough for that to happen. And you need to understand that sometimes you just need to wait. And it's okay. It doesn't mean you need to be angry that that opportunity hasn't come yet. You'll have it when you're ready. And sometimes you make that opportunity happen, but don't get in the habit of just running to the next opportunity. You need to be ready to be there. Did they spell that right? Restaurant, is that spelled right? I don't even know if that's spelled right. Restaurant. Words of the week. Words of the week. Hello to the more people that have just shown up. Welcome to Let's Talk Marketing. I'm rapping with my words of the week. Restaurant. When I worked in New York, there was this diner under the High Line, all the way at the end, that had really good soup. And occasionally I will think about that restaurant and remember the time that I was at the counter eating soup. There's like chicken noodle soup. And a location scout girl from a production company came up to me to ask me if I came here often and if I'd recently seen anyone else scouting this location from blank company. And she gave me her card. And I was like, no, I haven't. And I was all like, wow, she thinks I pay attention that well. And then, in fact, I realized she was hitting on me. So yeah, restaurant. Replace. If it doesn't work, replace it. No, replace. Any single piece of your marketing mix can be replaced. It is something that you need to understand that nothing is more important than the human element. Anything can be automated to an extent as long as it's being managed to the utmost, that you can keep your eyes and ears out for new and better. They're like screwing things in across the street. These people are madmen. That's all they do all day across the street. Man, boring people. Waiting for them to like knock on the door. Hello, are you doing a web series show called Let's Talk Marketing? Yes. Anyway, replace it. Don't like that one. All right, listen. So what I want to say is this: 1 to 5. If you guys enjoyed those answers, 1 being great, 5 being terrible. Those 3 answers, if you like them, 1, 5, 1 to 5, leave a 1, leave a 5, leave a 1.5, whatever you like. Give me a score on this week's section. I want to remind you again, Jason Horton did a super great interview with me. You can check it out, bit.ly/SMS film. SMS film, all in capitals, is important on bit.ly, case sensitive, because they have so many submissions. And would absolutely love for you guys to check that out. Let me tell you something more. I'm obviously putting together a lot of content. We'll be putting some stuff together for Jay Horton. But I want to hear more. I'm getting more suggestions all the time for video content, so I can start backlogging it before I start going on things like vacations, things I want to see. You want me to talk about? If you're live on, if you're on Facebook right now, if you're in YouTube, leave in the comments. Put some stuff there. Let me know what you're interested in seeing or hearing from me. I would absolutely love to get a little bit more interactivity and see what you're interested in learning from me. I think I got a wealth of stuff to give out and would love to spread the wealth. Pay it forward because I can't pay it back. And this is where you can find me, sitting on a bench, dressed as a dog, sharing pizza with my friends. No. If you're around the web, you can check me out, Sean Michael Smith at Facebook. On Twitter, I'm Sean M. Smith. On Clubhouse, I'm not using it right, evidently. I got in trouble with my friend Ruth the other day because I'm not using it, but Sean M. Smith on Clubhouse. On Instagram and Twitch, I'm S222. Had some Twitch followers today, so thank you guys for coming and hanging out. On YouTube, I'm Sean Smith 22. Capitalize the S in both Sean and Smith 22 because there's some other Sean Smith 22 on there, and he's a weirdo. And you can tell him I said that. Send him a message on all of his videos. Put a comment. Let him know I said he's a weirdo. Lastly, as always, when you saw Carter before, he's adorable. We do a podcast every week together, and that is every Tuesday at, it's up at 5 a.m., so feel free. Okay, well, here he is again, coming back into the shot. So,
hello.
All right, that wasn't okay.
I'm sorry.
So every Tuesday morning, the new show comes out. Feel free to check that out. Would love to have you guys as regular listeners and friends of the show. But for now, that is it. Do feel free, if you're a new listener, I would love to sit down and talk with you, not to sell you anything, because what I like to do is help people get unstuck in their business practices or see where they're at. Go to go.oneshub.com/Sean M. Smith, a free 45-minute consultation. See where you're at. My favorite thing to do outside of do marketing in general is to get people unstuck and see if I can point them in the right direction. In the meantime, that is it for me for this week for episode 26 and the last one on this vacation. I'm going to pack up my stuff after this. Give me a thumbs up from the Peanut Gallery over here. Thumbs up from the Peanut Gallery. Thumbs up from the Main Man Gallery. All right, guys, have a good one. We will see you back at home next week. Ciao, Cito.